buy the pool so we can have that back?
Go, Peter, start talking.
This is our physics boat 2014 conclusion questions. First question, what physics concept or concepts did your group consider when coming up with a boat design? Well, we utilized the physics concepts of density, gravity, buoyant force, center of buoyancy, mass, pressure, and weight. We especially had to consider physics concepts of buoyancy to ensure that our two group members would not sink upon entry into the final cardboard boat design. Second question, did your group build and test a prototype? Why or why not? We did test a prototype, and in fact we tested 3 prototypes. The first was a simple box because we just wanted to test the buoyancy, speed, and etc. of a simple rectangular boat before we tested a more complex design. The second prototype was similar to the first, but we made specific improvements and tried out an edge in front to cut through the water. Additionally, our second prototype was an extended version of our final prototype. The third tested the concept of several smaller boats attached to each other, which ended up being somewhat similar to our final design. We utilized flat sheets of cardboard to attach the smaller boats together. We built these prototypes to gain a better conceptual understanding of buoyancy and to see which cardboard boat design was the most hydrodynamic. We will now have our next group member, Matt Sanders, answer the questions 3 and 4.
Okay, fine. Okay, why did your group settle on the design that you ended up with?
Well, I mean, we're kind of running out of time. We had to do something.
But we thought that our final design would be very stable with the other boxes on the sides of the boat.
I mean, did you see how big that was? It was like 8 feet by 8 feet. There's no way it was going down.
We both put paddlers in the middle because there was a slight difference in the weight. We avoided putting the paddlers on the sides.
Because, you want to balance the weight out.
And number 4, what concerns did your group have about your design before the race? Yeah, we put a lot of effort into this final design, and we didn't want all of our hard work to go away empty-handed. So we were really concerned about, is it going to work? We were kind of really worried about that. Because the finished boat design, it was really heavy. I mean, 65.7 pounds. That's like half of Peter's weight, and we were we were slightly afraid the boat would sink upon entry into the water, but we had calculations that we felt safe that it would work.
I should hold the calculator in the Bible.
This is our next group member, Nick Lloyd.
What questions will I do?
So, 7. So, did your boat perform as you expected it to? Why or why not? Well, that's a great question. Overall, it did perform as we expected it to because it was very stable and very buoyant. We were hoping for more laps, but we were satisfied with the 18 we got. Because our boat was so big, the paddlers had a different time gaining the momentum necessary to change directions fast enough within the 15 minutes. Number 6, what were some things that happened that our group didn't expect to happen? So the main thing was that we were not expecting the boat to be so difficult to maneuver. Peter and Matt had trouble paddling in the water, and it resulted into us knocking into every other group in the pool, which reportedly was fun. It was difficult to start and stop and change directions because of how big the boat was as well.
It was a big boat.
Now we go to Dan with
Our
7
last
and 8.
group member,
Is it a continuous video?
Daniel
Yeah,
Pilgrim.
it's a continuous
Yes,
video.
it's a continuous video.
Are you reading from the Bible or something? Or the Holy Bible according to physics?
Oh, hey, I didn't see that.
This is actually a live stream, right?
7. If you ever had to do it again, what would you specifically change? If nothing, state why. We would have gone for a smaller box-like design with many layers of reinforced cardboard as with the base. The design seemed to work the best among the other boat project groups. If we both were on our knees facing the same direction rather than facing opposite directions, it would have been easier to maneuver and turn. 8. What was one thing your group either learned or reinforced by performing this lab? The fact that our boats sank approximately 1 inch with both Matt and Peter's weight reinforced the concept of buoyancy. Because the volume of our boat was so large and spread out across the water, we had no trouble staying afloat. However, we also learned that because our boat also had a large contact surface with the water, We were hindered while trying to paddle.
Yeah, the boat was like a tank on water.
That was horrible.
Oh, you stopped it, or?